The Green Team is here. The Wollaston Garden Club getting ready for their annual spring plant sale this coming Saturday, actually, at the Wollaston Congregational Church. That must mean Kathy Kerbels and Ann Forsman are in studio. We all got the memo, ladies. The green,
we're all in green.
The green memo.
The Green Team. When you said that, I was like, and we're not the Celtics.
You know, although you might want to be this.
I know,
this
God
week.
love them. I know, but yes, the Green Team today.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, good to see you, Joe.
You too. Thanks for coming over. I have to pull this over just a little bit so we can see. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
This bleeding heart is really dominating the studio here.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's so pretty. I just think it's
Just
stunning.
one of many for sale on Saturday.
Ann is right there with the pitch.
But it is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Kathy, before we talk about the sale, let's talk about the club.
Yep.
Tell me about the garden club. How's things going this year?
We're doing really
You've
well.
only been around for over 100 years. So you-
Close to it,
Yeah.
yeah. Not quite, but getting there, which we're really proud of. And we have 120 members,
Wow.
men and women. And, you know, we've just been having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the part of the club that I really like, is that there's so many people, there's so many different interests. I mean, not everybody maybe goes into their garden and digs like Ann and I and a bunch of other people, but other people do floral arranging, and we have hospitality. I mean, when our club gets together, we're quite a fun
You're a
group.
force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, but fun too. I
Yeah.
mean, really, you know, we have speakers come in every month, and we learn something different that you may or may not know.
Yeah. Have you had other events already this year?
Well, our green sale was in December.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so this is our spring sale.
Okay.
So we have a winter sale and a spring sale, and other than that, we, you know, have our club members coming to meetings, and we alternate between an afternoon event and an evening event, so that people who work could come. We do our meetings from September to June, and then July and August, which cracks people up. Why don't you meet in July and August? I'm like, well, we're all in our gardens.
Right.
But we do have strolls, which is a really fun thing. One member will open their yard and let people just stroll. You don't. It's not a structured event. It's just come look at my garden, see what I'm growing this year.
Yeah.
And I love that, because everybody's garden is different. It's amazing.
Share ideas, get inspiration.
Yeah,
right?
definitely,
Maybe,
you know.
Pass along some different plants.
Absolutely,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a real garden party.
Literally and figuratively. It is.
But when you're standing in somebody's garden that you've never been in before, and just get to walk around, and other people are there, and we're all talking garden, I mean, that's pretty cool, I think.
For new members or folks who want to be new members, where and when do you meet?
We meet third
We meet on the
Thursday.
third
Thank you.
Thursday of
Yes,
every month.
Okay.
that's right.
And we have membership information, which will be available at our plant sale on
That's true.
Saturday.
Yes.
Yes.
You could join then, or you could talk to members about the club,
Yeah.
or online.
And it's $30
membership,
for the year.
yeah,
30 for the year.
all of our
So it's just
membership
nominal.
information
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
available
Yeah.
on our website.
And we do have a really nice website, WollastonGardenClub.com.
Yes. Yep.
You were asking about some other events.
Yes.
Very recently, the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston hosted
yeah.
an Art in Bloom event with many designs that were, many floral designs that were inspired by pieces of art within the museum. It's an ongoing thing they've been doing for decades. And every year, we have members who participate. And also the Housenet Garden Club has members that participate. So that's just, you asked about events, and as a group, we don't, sometimes we'll go in and take a tour as a group, but almost always our individual members will go in to support our members that have done the designs. And that's just stunningly pretty.
Yeah.
And every year they get something really different.
Unusual
Is
to,
that right?
Yeah, the museum gives you a piece,
Yep.
gives you a piece of tapestry, gives you a bowl,
Or a
gives
painting,
you or a painting,
or a statue.
or you know, whatever. And it's spread out through the entire museum, so
Yeah.
it's really a fun,
This
very
year,
busy day.
our
weekend.
members got us a tile, a ceramic terracotta shaped tile.
Yeah.
Looked like the blade of a ceiling fan.
Okay.
all painted with.
So that was how they,
So they take that and do what with it?
This is a tricky part for me to understand. but-
Yeah. Creative floral design.
They
based
create a
on-
floral
Yeah.
design inspired by that. It could be
Okay.
inspired by the country of origin, such as the natural indigenous plants to that area, or the colors in the tile,
Yeah.
or the design of the tile.
So when you say
it's
a floral
always
design, it's just
It is.
a
It's
vase full of
it is.
flowers
exactly.
based
a
on
container,
Okay, all
a
right.
container,
And
or
a container is part of the overall,
Design.
design.
Ah,
Yeah. It's
interesting.
quite
Okay.
amazing and nothing I would ever do myself.
No, me either.
Nothing. but we have people that love that kind of a challenge,
Yeah.
and so good for them, you know. So
Very recently, just this past Saturday, the new invasive plant committee held its first outing.
yes,
and,
yes,
yeah.
of which I'm a member. And honestly, the invasive species management committee.
Yes, that's the
So
technical
it has been
name, yes.
formed, yep, by Heather Liss, who is our environmental scientist
Yeah.
for the city, and Mike Casanelli, who is our urban forester, with the support of the mayor and just the Parks Department in general. So they've developed an ongoing committee to help plan events, educate the community on why, first of all, what the invasive species are, why they're a problem, and what they can do to help not only eradicate them, but to replant with native plants that will help to increase local pollinators and help our local flora and fauna.
Yeah.
So yeah, our kickoff event was last Saturday down on Fenno Street
Yep.
near the Sailors Cemetery. Am I saying that right? Or
Yeah.
Veterans Cemetery?
no, yeah.
Sailor's Home Cemetery.
Sailor's Home
I think is the
Cemetery.
technical name, yeah.
And we cleared out garlic mustard, we cleared out multiflora rose, we cleared out burdock, and a few other, like
then they
Japanese
planted,
honeysuckle,
and
and
then
then
they
they replanted.
I think what do
What
you have
did-
about 25 people?
Yeah, I
Something
would
like
say
that?
there were 25 people
Yeah.
at the soft event, of
Oh.
which 6 of them were Wollaston Garden Club members.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
What did you replace the invasive species with?
Well, the part that I worked on, we replaced with winterberry.
Okay.
So as you enter, if you haven't done that little walk, it's a nice walk, and it takes you down through. It's adjacent to the salt marsh, and it takes you down to the cemetery.
Okay.
But as you enter, there was a tree that was just totally overgrown with invasive Japanese honeysuckle and this multiflora rose, which is not a good rose.
Okay.
So anyway, we dug all that out and cleaned that up and planted winterberry in our area. But she had 6 or 7 other varieties of there was a hickory and there was a number of other plants. And I do believe that Heather Liss, L-I-S,
Yep.
would have that information
Okay.
on the website on what was planted.
Okay, so it's important to note that there are professionals there to tell
Yeah.
you what is good and what is bad
Yep.
and what to do about it.
It was
right?
very
Yeah.
educational. There were a
Yeah.
lot of people there that it was their first time doing
Sure.
something like that.
I would think, yeah. Do you have any other events planned, do you know?
They're going to plan something probably either end of June, beginning of July,
Okay.
along the lines of Black Swallowwort, and probably another invasive species eradication movement. But
Okay.
the purpose of the committee is to develop programming and like
Educational.
educational program, but also to come up with events. So if anyone has a good idea about the type of event that would be helpful, they are more than welcome to let Heather Liss or Mike Casanelli know.
Okay.
Because they're looking for input from the community.
And volunteers too, right?
And volunteers, always volunteers.
Sure.
And
Maybe
the
some-
timing is such that, like, when the garlic mustard is in bloom,
Yeah.
you want to get it. And you want to get rid
when it's ripe for the picking.
Yes, but you don't want it to spread.
I see,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the timing
Yeah, they
of some
say
of these
1 year of
events.
flowers is many, many years in a seed bank.
Oh, is that
So
right?
yeah,
Okay.
it could be
Yeah,
5 years, it could be 10 years
and then
if
it gets
the plant goes to flower.
Right, it's time sensitive. Some of this invasive
Interesting,
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, are there other garden clubs taking an interest
The
also?
Hausneck Garden
Hausneck
Club
you
was also
mentioned.
there.
Yeah, how about Seaside?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but I'm sure they would if, it was a very physical event, a lot of digging and whatever.
Yes.
That might not be what they're up to, but I'm sure
Okay.
they would be supportive of the efforts.
Seeing we're speaking about invasive plants, can we also speak? I've had a request to ask you ladies a question about invasive critters and what to do about
Rabbits?
those varmints
Are we talking rabbits?
eating rabbits,
Everything?
groundhogs,
Oh,
squirrels.
That's a good
chipmunks.
question, and we wish we could answer it ourselves.
Okay. Grin and bear it. Is that the
Well,
advice?
there are a couple of things.
Yeah.
All right, so there are a couple of things you can do. I mean, one, if it's rodents, you can contact the Board of Health and they'll set traps, because some
Certainly,
people have
yes.
that. It's really illegal to trap. Like, it's illegal for you to put out a home, have a heart trap to catch squirrels or rabbits, because you can't relocate them.
Yeah.
So I would discourage people from doing that, because it's just not okay to do it.
Yeah. I think
if you
maybe more deterrence. You know. if
more
there are-
deterrence.
Yeah.
Some
There are
people will
some products
hang.
that you can spray.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who have good luck with Irish Spring soap for like deer
Oh, really?
and things
Okay.
like
Well,
that.
deer
that,
don't
you know.
like the smell of humans. So
Okay.
if you have deer in your area, some people will put the Irish Spring soap. Some people will hang fabric softener sheets
I've
on their
heard that.
rhododendrons,
Yeah.
and it might help.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rabbits are
Rabbits.
Yes.
voracious,
Rabbits
and all of the products, the fox urine, there are products that you can put down as a barrier.
Yeah.
Or if you have a dog, you can walk your dog around the area and have them pee around
Oh,
the
all right,
area.
okay.
You know that's
Yeah.
helpful. And they sell things that you can. I try. You know, like I'm always putting down, spraying my things with things that are repels all
Right.
is one brand, and there are several brands.
Okay.
But rain washes them off.
That's right. yeah.
And who's up at 3 in the morning going out when the rain has
When they're
stopped spraying
when they're
again?
eating, right?
When they're
Yeah,
munching.
I
Yeah,
know.
so
I know when you see them, you know, sitting
unfortunately-
on your front lawn. Or the other day, I saw one sitting on my back deck. I'm like, what is he waiting for?
Mocking
lunch?
you.
I know.
They
yes,
do.
exactly. And we tried to follow. Where did he go? But we don't know.
Yeah.
Where do they
It's the
go?
bane of gardeners' existence. I'm
Right
Oh my
sure.
God,
now,
yeah.
and I'll say that I've lived in Quincy over 40 years, and I can't ever remember rabbits like we've had in like the last 5 to 8
Interesting.
years.
We don't have any
So-
coyotes anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there's coyotes.
Well,
oh, yeah,
where there
there's-
are coyotes, there are fewer rabbits.
Right.
So I don't have coyotes in my
Right.
neighborhood.
Sure.
I guess that's a good thing.
All right, let's talk about the sale. It's this coming Saturday, 9 to noon at Walikong.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Let's-
It's outside in
Okay.
the driveway
Yep.
of the Wollaston Congregational Church on the corner of Lincoln and Winthrop. The line forms usually around 8:30. People like to come and get the best selection. So what has happened in the past month is that our members and ourselves have gone around and divided. Like this is a dividing a plant that I divided in my own yard, and I got 5 of these, which
Wow.
I brought 1 of these, and we'll tag everything. It's kind of dirty, but it'll tell you that it's a large pink bleeding heart, and it'll tell you that it needs to be in part to full shade
Okay.
to really shine like this. So, and then we always have master gardeners and our own gardeners walking around helping. And we suggest anybody who really wants to come, look in their yard and say, oh, it's very shady where I want to plant something. That helps us
Yes.
give you
A
the
recommendation.
right plant,
Yep.
you know, a recommendation, you know.
Okay.
So do you have a lot of sun? Do you have a lot of shade? Are you trying to fill a big area with just like some hosta, which we have a lot of?
Okay.
You know, so I mean, it's a fun, quick, busy event, which we've been leading up to for the past month. We've all been babysitting plants in our backyard. I have 187. You have
I have
close
about
to it.
97.
Okay, all right.
We just keep potting them up and telling people, here, take them home and babysit them. So they'll all come.
Fostering the
Yes,
plants.
That's
yes,
right.
right, exactly. You know, and just make sure that they get watered, and you know, only take home. If you only have shade, only take home shade plants,
Yes.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And then they all come on Friday to the church, and we organize them and price them and get it ready for Saturday. And then by 11:30, even though we say we're till 12,
Sold out.
it's close. It's close.
Nothing but leaves left on the ground.
Well, we'll have a
necessarily.
few.
Yeah.
We'll have some plants left, but the selection is picked over by then.
Yes.
always offer, and this year to all the elementary schools, we sent around to all the elementary principals and their PTOs, the offer to come at 11:30, and we'll walk around with you and give you
Oh.
whatever plants.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
we want the plants to go to a good home.
Yeah, and they can start their own garden, maybe at
And
the
a
school
lot
even.
of
right?
a lot of people that's what we're hoping that they will put in their school yards
see,
and
okay.
things like that. So at that point we'll just please come and we'll walk around with you and yes, just please take them.
Yep,
No
yep.
cost.
Now, Ann, you brought a perennial with you?
I brought a sun-loving autumn joy sedum.
Sedum, yep.
So this particular plant, again, this was a sedum that was divided, and we got 6 of them
Okay.
from this. So it
Wow.
will continue to fill out and get larger. And what's nice about this plant is that late in the summer, when everything else is sort of dying back,
Color-wise,
when you don't have a lot of flowers
Yes.
left, this will bloom into the most beautiful orangey floor. It's gorgeous.
Very, very
And I
pretty.
also brought a perennial geranium.
You can get that for
Yeah.
us.
I will.
You
It
grab
didn't
that
fit
off the-
on the table, but
It's too tall for the table, but
we
that's
really
okay.
have a lovely selection of these. And
We
they're
do, and they
so-
wintered over beautifully.
so
And this is a
wonderful.
mounding plant, so this can take partial shade. It doesn't need to be in sun at all, and it also has a citronella kind of smell to it. So it's supposed to help with mosquito
Okay.
deterrent. I don't know.
Okay.
We can hope.
But but it does produce a
already
pretty
flowering,
pink flower,
yeah.
and it will continue to flower for a while. I've
And
got
it'll
some
s-
buds coming, and
it'll
this will
spread.
spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is called a big root geranium,
Nice.
and it's
And that, again, out of one of our members' yard.
out of we have
You
a
would
bunch
have
of
looked at
those.
it, and said, "Oh, well, that's just a little bit," but then you divide it up and you.
It takes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really, it's
yeah.
a filler. If you've got an area that you like in a partial shade, part shade,
Yeah,
it'll
it's
do
very
really
nice.
Now,
well.
will you have any
We
vegetables? this
will
year?
have vegetables
Yeah,
and
okay.
some annuals,
Okay.
sunflowers,
Yeah.
Some herbs, maybe? And some,
and it's herbs.
Yes, we have herbs.
okay.
Yeah.
And have you
Kathy's
been
picking
busy-
up. What are you interested in?
Have you
We
been
get-
busy in your workshop in your carpentry skills?
I
Yeah.
have,
Okay.
yeah, I have, and together with Kathy's husband Joe, we will have a couple of gift items. We've done
Nice.
a couple of plant chairs.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty.
Fun.
So chairs that were otherwise going to
Go into the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So recycle.
repurposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
upcycle.
Yeah. So.
And the funds raised go right back to your community projects, right, Kathy?
They do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
honestly, and I'd like to talk about one other community
Okay, we have
project.
about a minute left, yeah.
Okay, the food waste diversion project that
Yep.
we started at North Quincy High School and at Quincy High School. We still have 2 volunteers that are doing it, along with paid staff through the program. Kathy Mead and Ann Weatherby, they go to one of the schools every week, and Ruth Davis is coordinating it, along with Finbar, who's a paid person at the schools. We take 450 pounds of food waste weekly from Quincy High School, and another 1,000 pounds weekly from North Quincy High School.
That would
That's-
otherwise go
that-
into the
Into the
rubbish.
waste.
Otherwise
Yeah.
goes into
Yeah.
the trash that the city would pay to get rid of.
Yeah, and it gets composted.
And it gets
anyway.
composted through Black Earth Compost.
Yep.
You've seen them around
Yep.
town. But this is one of the pilot projects that was started with the money raised
Oh, okay.
from our plant sales and our
Oh,
green
That
sales.
I didn't know. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, so
interesting.
this-
We have scholarships to
Yes.
North Quincy, and Norfolk Aggie.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going on into one of the environmental sciences or something. So.
Sure.
Something related.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you both.
Oh, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
It's
And-
always a pleasure.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, we're
now
happy
we
to do it.
really are going to have the plant sale.
Rain or shine.
Rain or
Rain or
shine.
shine,
Plants love it.
exactly. Thank
Let's-
you
let's
so
hope it
much.
doesn't rain. You're very welcome.
No, we don't mind if it rains a little.